A lot of the architecture and buildings in New York are transient in nature on the outside, just a pure sort of function of housing somebody temporarily. So a lot of the architecture here is not very exciting. Like, to me it's exciting because it's the sort of the place of opportunity for so many people. That's the old New York, and the new New York, the plasticized architecture, is greed. You know, you'll see these crazy office complexes that they're building, and they're disgusting places to work. There's no good light, there's no good materials, just a box for people to be in. You go to architecture school and there are all these ideals about what the perfect architecture is. And it was really only going into building things in New York and trying to find sustainable, reasonable solutions that made me kind of start using stuff that's available, that's not sort of shipped in on a boat or anything. We try to save and reuse as much as possible of what's there. In existing buildings, obviously new buildings, there's new materials, but even in those buildings we try to use reclaimed materials. Like there's a barn that fell down somewhere, we can recut the wood and reuse that for something new. And it's an environmental, you know, ecological way of designing and building. This courtyard is part of the time capsule that's been left mostly alone. The tree here is probably the most significant thing. This building that we're in, 80 Worcester Street, it was the first artist residency building in Soho in the mid-60s. Actually, it was McCuna's space, the founder of Fluxus Group. Did a really nice job creating this courtyard. And this is Yoko Ono with John Lennon and Mercurius and Andy Warhol sitting out in the space right out here. And it was kind of abandoned for 30 years until I rented it and revamped it and renovated it and made it nice again. Kickstarter is the first building that we're doing in New York. We're reusing and recycling the whole building. And then we're actually putting an inverted glass box on the inside. Very Renaissance. It's fitting to New York actually because New York is so dirty, you know. But you want daylight and you want nature and you want all that. So you expand your house to make it inside. This is post-recycled jeans that we're using for insulation. I mean, you can actually eat this. This is how healthy this material is. Architecture is ingredients, and cooking is ingredients, and pretty much every cook has access to the same ingredients. All the architects have all the same tools and all the same building materials to choose from, and it's just what ingredients you pick is what makes the building and the architecture.